This is a full body, no repeat strength workout that is guaranteed to have you feeling accomplished, strong, and probably a little shaky by the end. This workout is a moderately heavy lift day, and also, if you've got them, make sure to have your booty band or mini resistance band ready. Let's get into our warm-up and let's get strong. We've got 45 minutes together today, so let's get into our warm-up, starting with our sumo squat. So take those legs out, toes out. We're gonna take it down nice and slow and back up. So drop it down and then up. I always get so excited when we have a no repeat workout because I just love knowing that we got one shot. One shot at each exercise to make it the best, and then it'll be over before you know it, and we're moving on. So that's how I want you to stay focused today. Go heavy, give it your all for each set, for each exercise. And I'm telling you, by the end, whew, feels so good. Last one here, take it up. Now we're gonna take it down low here, hold it. Take your hands right above your knees. We're gonna drop one shoulder down. Press open here a little bit to start warming up those inner thighs. Keep that bum down and then switch sides. So we're just gonna rock it back and forth between dropping one shoulder and then the other. Couple more here, then we're gonna go into bum kicks with arm pulls. Two more, here's two. Last one, sink it low and then bring it up. Walk those legs together, arms out. As we bring heels to meet the bums, we're gonna pull the arms. Going in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. So the structure for our no repeat workout today is very simple. We are going to work what are we working on? We are working, I'm looking at my board. I'm like, I thought I knew, but just kidding. We're working 60 seconds on, 25 seconds of rest for the upper and lower body moves. And then for abs, we're gonna work 40 seconds, rest for 10. 45 seconds of rest in between each round. We have 3 rounds, upper, lower, and abs. 3 more here, then we're gonna go into good morning. Last one, hands come on your hips. We're gonna drive the hips back, slight bend in the knee, bring that chest down towards the floor, down and up. And up, good. Couple more, then we'll get some upper body warming in action. 2 more, and then we're gonna do big arm circles back. Last one. Good, now big arm circles back, so take them back. Working through that nice circle here. We're gonna take it forward next in 3, 2, and 1. Take it forward. We are gonna get ready now, starting with upper body exercises. That first exercise, we are gonna work the front and lateral deltoid. We are gonna do an L raise. So we're working moderately heavy today, so challenge yourself. Grabbing our weights here in 3, 2, and last one. Grab your weights, meet me here, and get ready for L raise. Shoulders rolled down and back here. We're gonna lift here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's lift. Keep that core engaged. Slight bend in the knees. Make sure you're not locking out your stance. And exhale as you lift. Good. Keep that core engaged. Make sure those hips are tucked under so you don't want to let your back stick out. "20 seconds and you got it." That's the awesome thing about no repeat. One time through. So work it for this minute, and then we get to move on. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Switching it up, narrow press now. So with your narrow press, palms are gonna be facing each other. We're gonna lift and lower. Whew. Oh, 25 seconds to rest. Feels good. We got 10 seconds left on the rest timer. Palms face each other. We're gonna lift and lower. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Press it up and down. Arms stay nice and close here. As you press up, you're gonna feel those arms right next to your head. Give yourself a little bit of space as you come down though, to avoid hitting your head with the dumbbells. I say that out of experience. We won't go there. Good. Now you can either have a staggered stance like I was just in, or a wider stance for this. I like to take that staggered stance. I feel like I have a little bit more power and stability, but whatever works for you, that's gonna be what's best. Ooh, we're really hitting the shoulders with these first few exercises. Gonna make that nice rounded shoulder look. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Next exercise, Arnold press. So again, working the shoulders big time. Adjust your weight if you need to, but again, working moderately heavy. We've got only one shot at each set. The reason we're not working our super heavy today is because we are working for a minute, which would be a very long time to lift super heavy. So again, just a moderate weight. I'm down about 5 pounds than I usually would for these exercises that we're working through. So bring the arms up, going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, press. Control it down. Take your time. I'm sure you've heard the saying, quality over quantity. That's what it is when we are strength training. Don't worry about how many sets you can get in. Worry about the quality that you've got going on. So what that means with as far as weight training, think about full range of motion. Make sure you're going heavy enough. Make sure you've got that good form. Again, with the Arnold press, you can take a wider stance here, getting that solid base, or you can take a staggered stance. As long as you're keeping those hips tucked under, slight bend in the knees. Wrists are straight here as well. Whew. We're gonna switch it up next to triceps. Here we are. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, tricep overhead extension. I'm using 1 dumbbell for this. You can definitely use 2. I just like to use 1 because then my hair does not get stuck in between. So bring it up, working the back of the arms on this one. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down and press it up. Exhale as you press up. Make sure you're getting that full extension at the top of this move. So think about punching the ceiling as you come up to the top. That's gonna help you get that full contraction in the back of the arm to really work that muscle. That's gonna tighten that area up in the back of your arm. Again, working on that good posture. Hips are tucked under. Almost there. Woo! Feeling it here. We're gonna switch it up to bicep curls next. Here's 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bicep curls. 2 dumbbells. Breathing. Let's get in that good form first. Shoulders roll down and back. Keep those elbows back, pinned into your sides. And as you lift for your bicep curls, make sure the dumbbells are not coming, or your arms are not coming out and away from your body. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. And down. Again, take your time. Squeeze, get everything out of that curl, and then control it down. I constantly like to remind you about form because I've been doing this for years. And I still need the reminder, because you start to kind of, as your muscles fatigue, it's very easy to just fall into hunched shoulders, not the full range of motion. So if you showed up, I want you to get everything out of our training together. That's why I'm always gonna remind you. I need the reminder. And I'm gonna say, maybe you were like spot on, but just in case. Here's 3, 2, and 1, breathe. Hey, anytime you need to grab a drink, dry off, make sure to do that. Ooh, staying hydrated. Hammer curls are next. Hammer curls, palms are gonna be facing each other. Same thing though, keep those arms pinned in. Don't let your arms lift up and away from your body. 5 seconds out, going in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. And squeeze. Now with the hammer curl, I much prefer the staggered stance. I feel like this is a better option because when my feet are out like this, I feel like my form is not quite right with the dumbbells. I feel like as the dumbbells come down, they're gonna hit my legs. So I like to keep a more narrow stance when I'm doing hammer curl. But again, whatever feels comfortable for you, and it's allowing you to get that full range. Squeeze, good. Take a second here as you curl. Think about that bicep muscle contracting, squeeze it. When you take the time to think about the muscle that's working, think about the squeeze, helps you make that mind-muscle connection even more. Sometimes when we don't think about it, we just go through the motions and we're not getting everything out that we can. Whew. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Next exercise, we're gonna start working the back. We're gonna do a rotating row. So as we row, arms are gonna rotate. So we're gonna start in that neutral position, row up and away, palms facing out. Let's get ready. We got less than 10 and we go. Back flat, core engaged. Go in 3, 2, and 1. So palms face each other as you row up, palms face away. Squeeze shoulder blades and then control it down. Neutral grip, row up, right into that reverse row and down. Think about sticking your chest out here because you don't want to start letting your shoulders round, your back arch. Stick that chest out towards the ground. Squeeze shoulder blades around spine and then control it down. Breathing, almost there. Ooh, count down. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now we're gonna bring it down to a kneeling wide row. For this, I'm dropping it all the way down to 10 pounds. This is a tough little exercise. Bring it on hands and knees. We're gonna alternate sides. Wide row, you're gonna keep that elbow bent and then row up. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Still have to think about keeping that core engaged. Make sure you've got a little bit of a wider set base here with your knees, so you don't want your knees right next to each other. Take them out so they're about in line with your hands. It's about hip width or a little bit wider. Making that 90-degree bend here with your arms. Wrists stay straight. Ooh, breathe. Almost there. And then we've got one more back exercise, really great for the posture. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna switch it over onto our bellies for prone swimmer. Now, if you have a towel or even a little pillow and you wanna use it on your forehead, you can, because we will be face down. I mean, you don't need it, but if you want it, you can do that. For our prone swimmers, we're gonna be down. Arms are gonna be out in front. As we swim those arms back, palms are gonna come and face the ceiling. Tap your thumbs and then back. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So keep that head down. This is one of those moves that when you're doing it, you might not really feel it, but tomorrow you will know. It's gonna help you stand a little straighter, stand a little taller. We are working to get strong here, but we are working to make life easier. We are working on our posture, our stability, all the things. Almost there. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Breathe. Reverse grip chest press now. So 2 dumbbells for this. We're gonna move quick. Reverse grip, you might need to go a little bit lighter than you would for a normal chest press. This works the upper chest a little bit more with this different hand position. That's why we're mixing it up. Roll it back. So palms are gonna be facing you. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift it up and then down. Arms come at a slight angle out. Bending at that elbow as you lower down and then press. Squeeze, good. Exhale as you press up. Keep those wrists straight. This one you really gotta focus on keeping those wrists straight here. Still thinking about squeezing those chest muscles though. We have got one more upper body exercise. Then we're gonna get a long break. Well, 45 seconds is long, right? Before we move on. Here's 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Chest flies now. Finishing up. Grab the moderately heavy weight for this one for yourself. Bring those arms up to meet in the center. We're gonna take a slight bend in that elbow as we open and close. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Take those arms out wide, slight bend in the elbow, and then squeeze back up. To help myself get a little bit more of a contraction in that chest muscle, I like to meet the ends of my dumbbells together. So just take a slight angle here, and I like to pop my dumbbells together and then back down. And the reason I like to meet my dumbbells is just to make sure that I'm staying consistent with my range of motion. So if I didn't do that, maybe I wouldn't go all the way up and then I'd miss out on that full contraction. So it's just little things that you can add to a rep to really get everything you can out of it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, like, let's do it. Good squeeze. Last 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Breathing here. This is where we get our longer break and get ready for lower body. So if you have dumbbells around, make sure your space is clear for this next round through. Now we are gonna use the booty band or the mini resistance band for this round. However, we won't do that until the end of that round. So it'll be the last 5, 6 exercises or so. Our next exercise we're gonna go into is a Romanian deadlift. So you can use 1 or 2 dumbbells for this option. I'm gonna lift with 2 today. We've got about 20 seconds out. I guess I'm gonna give my arms a break. Remember, same structure, 60 on, 25 off, 1 time through. So make sure you are pushing it for the lower body. We've got 10 seconds here. Grab your dumbbells, shoulders roll down and back. Keep that weight close to your legs. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Bring it down nice and slow. And then squeeze back up. Keep that back flat, core engaged. Even with this one, as we're bringing that chest parallel to the floor, think about sticking that chest out so you don't let your back round. Ooh. When you really make the mind-muscle connection in this one, I'll tell you, you can feel it after like the first rep. Ooh, and that's what I want you to think about. Think about the back of the legs here. You're lowering down, you hit that point at the bottom, and then tighten everything up, squeeze everything up, and then back down. Almost there. Counting down here. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Ooh, calf raise is next. Now, if you find your balance is challenged during this one, you can always use a wall or a chair for a little bit of extra support and do it without dumbbells. However, if you can use your dumbbells, you can have one in each side, either down next to your side or up on your shoulders. We are 5 seconds out. Feet about shoulder width or a little bit wider. We're gonna lift up and lower. Here we go. Lift it up on the toes, hold it for a second, and then come down. Lift it, squeeze that calf muscle, and then down. Halfway. Good. Make sure you're getting a little hold at the top so that muscle has the time here to contract, work, and then lower. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Moving on now to a sumo squat. With that sumo squat, one heavy dumbbell in the middle, or you can have 2 dumbbells on each side. I always tell you, I like to mix it up. Today, I'm gonna keep my 2, because I got them, so why not? Let's take those legs out. We go in 3 seconds. Here's 2, and let's squat. So legs out, toes out, down, and then squeeze. Pushing through those heels, down, and up. Keep that chest up too. Think about as you lower down, when you start to press back up, think about bringing those inner thighs together, squeeze, and then back down, and up. Exhale as you lift. Almost there. Couple more reps, come on. Less than 10 now. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We are going into an alternating curtsy lunge. If lunges bother your knees, you are gonna do a squat to lateral leg lift. So adjust your weights if you need to for your curtsy lunge. I'm gonna use 1 dumbbell right in the center. You can also use 2 dumbbells down by your side. We're going in 3 seconds, 2, and 1. Here we go. Keeping that chest up. Good, take your time as you lower down. I love the curtsy lunge because it works the thighs, the quads, the hams, the glutes. I mean, it is one awesome compound move. My focus is strong today. The burn is real. I told you by the end, we're gonna feel accomplished. We're gonna feel strong, maybe a little shaky. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Next, we are going into a single leg Romanian deadlift. Now you can also work a kickstand Romanian deadlift where you're just gonna keep that back toe down. I'll pop a modification on screen so you can see what that looks like. But this one is so good for working those stabilizer muscles and the core. Shoulders rolled down and back. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Take it down. Keep those hips square and then pull up. Keep that dumbbell close. Keeping a slight bend in the knee for that leg that is down on the ground. Now, if you were working in the kickstand, Romanian deadlift right now, and you're working on getting that leg up, let me just tell you, you will get there if you stay consistent. I can tell you, I remember when we started the strength channel a couple years ago, these were, oh my God, like I was not having fun with these, but you build up those muscles and I promise you, they get easier. That was the last one. Awesome. Switching sides. There are certain exercises. Push-ups are another one. It's like, but stay consistent, get that form, get that solid core. You're gonna be doing the push-up. On your toes, that is. Switching sides, so other side. Again, you can keep that kickstand option. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Keep those hips square. One of the things that actually did help me a lot, if you didn't know, I used to be a figure skater, and when you're figure skating, you always want to kind of, when you're pushing off, to kind of keep that graceful look, your foot would kind of turn out and you would point your toe. So that was one thing that I had to kind of retrain myself with this, is the toe points more towards the ground as opposed to out to the side, because once you start to open up, you're going to open up the hips. Totally throws off the balance. So keep those hips square. Bring it down nice and controlled. And up. Almost there. One more exercise before we move on to the band. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Sumo deadlift is next. So, one heavy dumbbell in the center for this one, or moderately heavy, I should say. Whew. Legs out, toes out. We're gonna start at the bottom of the rep. Hinge at the knees, hinge at the hips, bend at the knees to push yourself, or push that floor away from you. We're going in here in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. And then back down. Back stays flat. Now the sumo deadlift is different from a sumo Romanian deadlift. With a Romanian deadlift, you are not bending the knees. The knees just have a slight bend consistently the whole time. But with that sumo deadlift, we're bending the knees. We got the hip action going on. Back is staying flat, bringing that chest down, and then pushing that floor away, pushing through your heels, and pressing up. This is a powerhouse move, I'm telling you. You got so much going on for you right now with this one. Almost there. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Moving on now to glute bridge on the ground. So this is where, if you've got your booty band, mini resistance band, grab that. You can use dumbbells for this one as well. So 2 dumbbells on each side of your hips or 1 across the center. Getting that band on right above your knees for your band. We're gonna roll it back doing that glute bridge. So dumbbells up. We got about 3, going in 2 and 1. Here we go. Lift and squeeze. Now with the band, we're gonna start out talking about that right away. Make sure that you are keeping some pressure on that band because you don't want the band to pull your knees in towards your midline. You wanna make sure your knees are in line with your toes. So you've gotta keep some pressure on that. You're gonna feel that working in the outer thigh. And really feeling the glutes right now. And squeeze. Keep a straight line from your knees down to your shoulders where they're meeting the mat, so you don't wanna arch your back as you lift up. You wanna drive the hips up, but you don't wanna drive them so far that you're arching that back. Almost there. Next exercise, we're gonna take the dumbbells out of the equation. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells are out, band is on. Now if you don't have a band, totally fine. You can use your hands for a little bit of extra pressure here right above the knees. We're gonna lift it up into that glute bridge. We're gonna do abduction, which means we're gonna press the legs out. Take it slow. Here we go, so take it out, press, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then back in. We're gonna hold it for 5. Take it out. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back center. Keep those hips up. Squeeze. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and in. I'm counting your 5 for you this set because I wanna make sure we are holding it. This is 2 and 1. Take it in. Oh, wow. Take it out. Come on, hold it. 5, press it. 2 and 1. You're over halfway. Keep it strong. Come on, out. 2 and 1. Back in. Whew. Take it out. We're almost there. And back in. This is gonna be our last 5. So take it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, lower. Wow. Bum is burning. And we got some more fire to bring. So we're gonna roll it over. We're gonna work one side and then the other. Donkey kick with a kick back. So we're gonna work donkey kick first and then that kick back. Going here in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Bring it up. Then kick it back. Leg is straight. Bend that knee, donkey kick. Up, straighten the leg, kick it back. So you're doing a rear leg lift with that donkey kick. Now, sometimes the band likes to get a little crazy. And again, if you don't have a band, you could do this for sure without the band, and I guarantee you will be feeling it. But if you've got that band and you find it starting to roll, I like to keep one side of the band under my other knee that is stationary on the floor. That kind of prevents the rolling. And also really gives you that resistance from the band. Work nice and slow through this one. Don't try to rush it. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna switch it up. So again, if you've got the band on and you wanna get a little extra leverage there, kind of prevent the band from rolling, just put it right under your knee. So kick back, or I'm sorry, donkey kick to kick back. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift it, knee is bent. Bring it back down to that starting point, straighten the leg, and kick it up. Make sure you're keeping that core engaged. Exhale with the work. So when you get that contraction, as you lift that leg, that's when you exhale. We have one more exercise after this. Then we're gonna switch gears, moving on to abs. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you want to leave your band on for this squat, you can do that. We're gonna bring it up. 2 dumbbells, 1 on each side for our squat. Band will just stay right above your knees here. Make sure it's not falling down onto your knees. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, squatted down and up. Now, just as if when we were doing the glute bridge, I mentioned don't let your knees fall forward because that band wants to bring those knees in. Keep that pressure, pressing out here as you lower down, press out, and then squeeze back up. And again, even if you're doing without the band, by now, last exercise in the lower body round, feeling it. And up, good. We're almost there. Then we'll get 45 seconds to rest. We won't need any dumbbells in our abs round. Here we are. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, let's get those dumbbells away. You can remove the band. And then meet me down on the mat. We're gonna finish strong. All right, so for our abs round, I believe we have 8 exercises. Yes, we do. We have 8 exercises. Remember that work timer is a little bit shorter on this one. With the work timer, we're gonna be on for 40, but rest is only to be for 10. So we're gonna move right into that next exercise. So before we begin that next exercise, I'm gonna tell you what we got going on so you'll be ready. So we're gonna start with a butterfly crunch. Butterfly crunch, feet are together. Modification, regular crunch, feet on the ground. So let's get ready. Here we go in 3, 2, and let's crunch. Lift it up, shoulder blades up and down. Now, if you feel the butterfly position with your legs is too much, remember, just plant those feet on the ground and then do your crunch. Get those shoulder blades up, exhale as you crunch. Here's 3, 2, and 1. We're moving on to a straight leg cross-body crunch. We're gonna work right side first, and then we'll switch it over to the left. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. And exhale. Now, if you find that straight leg is too intense, keep your feet planted on the ground and just do that cross-body crunch, trying to reach that elbow up to the opposite knee. And when you're doing this cross-body crunch, try to keep your crunch consistent. So each time, think about tapping that elbow up towards your leg. Try to meet that knee to elbow so you get that consistent crunch. We are just switching sides next, and we're gonna do that in 3, 2, and 1. Roll it back, rest it out for a second. So same thing, you can keep that foot on the ground or straight leg and lift. Here we go. Come on, really get that shoulder blade up. We're gonna switch it to a plank next. We're gonna bring knee to elbow. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it over. You can do this plank on your knees, but we're gonna bring that same knee to elbow. So that's what we're gonna work. We're gonna hit the obliques. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Really get that side bend in here. Work those obliques. Exhale. As you get that crunch in. Ooh, abs are on fire. Dead bug is next. Almost there. Here we are. 3, 2, 1. Roll it on your back. Dead bug now. Ooh, alternating arm and opposite arm and leg to lower. Or you can just hold the dead bug. So bring it up. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Keep that low back pressed into the mat. Don't let your knees come too close, because that's going to take that work out of the abs. You want those knees coming straight up from the hips. If you find the arm and leg lower are too much, your back is arching, just hold it. Keep that 90-degree bend. Arms are up. Heel taps are going to be next. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, plant those heels. Walk the heels out a little bit. We're gonna reach for heels in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, tap it out. Really reach for the heels. Get that crunch, feel it in the obliques. Think about bringing your rib to meet your hip here. Exhale as you tap. Almost there. Come on, keep it strong. We are close. Reverse crunches next. Here we are, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse crunch. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lift it up and lower. Hands right next to your bum. Get those hips up. Now if you're adding the little heel tap at the end, make sure you're keeping that low back pressed into the mat. Tap it down and then up. Good, we've got one exercise after this and then you have made it. Whew. We've got just a crunch pulse. 3, 2, and 1. Plant the feet, hands behind your head. Last 40 seconds of work. Just that little crunch pulse. So keep those shoulder blades up and let's pulse. So think about keeping that contraction in the abs. Little move. Big burn. Did you say it? Good, don't forget to breathe. Come on, halfway. Less than 20. Come on, pulse it out. Here we are. 3, 2, and 1. Breathe. You made it. You are amazing. Oh my word. No repeat workouts are no joke. Thank you so much for joining me. Do not forget to get a stretch after this. And if you enjoyed our no repeat style, don't forget, give me a thumbs, or don't give me a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up. So I know. I love you so much. I will see you for our stretch. You are awesome.